I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, and that's okay. I feel like I need to remind you that we're not perfect. No one's perfect. We make mistakes. We do things we don't mean to do. We have regrets. That's what makes us human. I make mistakes all the time. You make mistakes all the time, and that's okay. And I know if you have anxiety or depression, your thoughts are going right to there's something wrong with you. I know this. I know this about you. And you're not perfect, so why do you try to be? It's when you have these high expectations that you have to be someone that you're not, or do something that you can't do, that are way beyond your means, and yet you have this black or white thinking that you have to be a certain way, and you're not. You can't live up to that, and then it gets to your mind, and then when it gets to your mind, it gets to your heart. And when it gets to your heart, you start believing that you really should be somebody else that you're not. You need to be what someone else is. And that is not helpful for you. Whoa, I about fell over. And it's when you get into this mindset that you have to be perfect, or maybe you think other people think you have to be perfect, and you start believing that what you're doing is not right, what you're doing is failing, and then you equate that as you're a failure. And when you start thinking that your mistakes somehow define who you are as a person, somehow when you fail it has something to do with your identity, that's when things go awry. It's okay to feel a certain way, but it doesn't mean those feelings are accurate or true. I don't know if you can see it, there's a tennis court behind me. Nobody here, it's raining. I probably shouldn't be out here with my camera, but I'm out here. But I really wanted to talk about this because I know so many of you struggle. I struggle with this at times. I have days where I feel like I made a mistake, or somebody thinks something, maybe something that's not accurate or true, and then I start to feel that I start to go down that rabbit trail of maybe I did something wrong and therefore there's something wrong with me. And I have to remind myself, I have to have people, while it's dark, I have to have people remind me as well. So this is your reminder. I want to remind you, whoa! Oh, it's windy out here now. I need to remind you, this is your reminder from me, that when you are struggling, that somehow you need to be perfect, and when you make a mistake, there's something wrong with you, you have to remember and not lose sight of the fact that you are a valuable human being. You have a lot to offer your relationships, and you are very worthy. One of these days, I'm going to make a video that's all about your worth, and remind you that you are a worthy person. I better get back inside. So you're not perfect, I'm not perfect, and that is okay. Can you tell yourself that? Can you believe that? That when you make a mistake, it's okay. You're a human being. We all make mistakes. It's when you start believing those lies in your head, that's when it gets to you, and that's when it gets to your emotions. And if you struggle with anxiety or depression, it makes it worse. Even if someone tells you that you made a mistake and tries to shame you, because that's what happens when we start believing there's something wrong with us, we start to feel ashamed of who we are as a human being. And I'm here to remind you that you're okay just the way you are. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to make something up and be fake. It's okay to be you. Remember that. I want you to be you, It's not saying that you dismiss growth and you want to grow. That's good. But don't get so bogged down with your mistakes and your failures and your shortcomings, because we all have them. It's just sometimes your anxiety and your depression makes them magnified, and somehow that makes you worse than anyone else. And that's not true. So I want you to know that, and I want you to believe that. So can you believe that? Can you work on not giving in to the temptation that you think there's something wrong with you because you made a mistake? You have to keep telling yourself this and reminding yourself that just because you have some kind of a weakness or you did something that might have been a mistake, it doesn't mean that you were a mistake. So you got to work on those negative thoughts in your head. It's like a tape recorder, over and over again, right? You got to work on that. And I got to work on it. We all do. None of us are perfect. Well, that's all for today. I really appreciate you, and I want you to take care of yourself. Learn everything that you need to do to take care of yourself today, so tomorrow will come a better day. Oh, lighting is not the greatest here, is it? No.